relax, trying to get my life just right. Try to do the corporate.
What's up, everybody? I'm Roderick D. Talley, and I'd like to welcome you all to my book review number 9. Now, before I get into this review, I'd like to go over quickly on how I actually do reviews. First of all, I only give positive feedback in my reviews because there's really no wrong way to write. And I want to make sure I keep encouraging my fellow writers and my fellow authors to keep expressing their gifts and keep encouraging people through their gifts and their experiences. And on top of that, there's already enough critics in the world, so I figured, hey, why not spread some more positivity instead of more negativity? So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the next book that I'll be reviewing, and it is From the Dark Shadows to a Vibrant Light, Poems for the Victims and Survivors by Miss Ashari P. Wallace. Now, I've had the pleasure of meeting this young lady at an event over in Inglewood, California, and it was a performance-based event that I actually didn't perform in, surprisingly, but we were both vendors there, and we were both selling our books and selling our merchandise, and it's always good to link up with other positive people, positive business mindset people, and when I got to know her a little bit and speak with her a little bit, it became apparent like, hey, we got to stay connected. My wife and I need to keep you in our prayers. Now, although this book is written by a vibrant person, it touches on more of a serious topic and a serious issue that is quite common in our human race, and that is sexual assault. In this book, she presents poems from her experience through a traumatic sexual assault incident and her journey to recovery. Not only does she do that, but she presents a voice for victims, other victims of sexual assault. This really hits home to me because I have close siblings who have been through this, multiple siblings and multiple relatives who have been through this kind of stuff. And it's a very, very daunting time for them. It really has a major psychological effect on them, not just in the immediate effects of it happening, but in the long term. They usually, the people that I've known to recover from this have usually taken them a while, and they've usually had more than one person to help support them and be praying for them and talk to them on a daily basis. Like, that's how much of an effect sexual assault really has on its victims. So it's really intriguing to see how this young lady, when you meet her, you wouldn't even think that she's been a victim of this just because of how vibrant she is. But I thank God for her, and I thank God for the people that He put in her life during that time frame to help her through this very, very unfortunate time frame for her. Now, although this is a poetry book, I found it pretty difficult to just select a few of the poems that I really liked. So what I decided to do was present some of the overall points that she presented that I really liked. And I'm only going to go over 4 of those points in this video. So the first point that I really liked is when she said that poetry became her outlet. And she's talking about right after this incident happened to her. This really resonated with me because back when I was in middle school and high school, poetry also became my very first outlet in which I discovered that I could release those emotions without hurting anybody, or release those emotions without getting myself into trouble. And so this is the reason why I encourage a lot of people to not only discover their God-given gifts, but to utilize those gifts to express yourselves. That way you can express your emotions in a healthy manner, and you never know how beautiful those expressions might come out to be. It might attract so many different people that you never even would have thought of. And, it'll also help people who might be struggling with the same things that you're struggling with. To kind of piggyback on that first point, the second point that I really like that she presents is when she says that sharing your experience with others will help with the healing process. This is very true because not only will you release those emotions and that anger and confusion and that weight off your shoulder from just by ventilating, but when you express it to people who understand what you're going through and might be going through the same stuff you are, they're going to cling to you and they're going to like support you. And being that they support you, it automatically helps you release that anger, and it kind of helps you feel more love from that interaction when you share that with people. My third point is the fact that she has poems that cover the overall journey to her recovery process. She has poems that describe when that incident first occurred, poems that kind of cover the changes that she went through afterwards, and then she has poems to kind of show a little bit of how she healed, that kind of helped her into the healing process, and how she started seeking God's help and His guidance to helping her out and helping her heal and helping her get this pain and anger out of her heart and helping her to forgive her offenders. This is very key because although this is a very tough kind of topic to get over, it is very vital that we start seeking help for what has happened. If this kind of thing happens to you, it's kind of like anything that you go through. If you allow it, it will eat you alive. It will tear you up inside, and you can carry that issue to the grave. Or what you could do is try to seek God's help to help get you out of that situation so you can start recovering and get back to living your life and really be able to reach down and help other people who might be dealing with this similar situation. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, especially with sexual assault matters. That's a very difficult situation to bounce back from, but it is very possible. And this young lady is living proof of that. My final point is the fact that she has decided to become an advocate and not remain a victim. She's been attempting to encourage a lot of other victims out of their state of fear and out of their dark places. I love this because we need more advocates. It's a lot easier to help somebody and to listen to somebody that has been in your position before. And we need more people to see other people who have come out of this issue and have made it to the other side of this issue and see that, it is possible to live your life beyond this. Like, this does not have to be the end of your life. She's been helping a lot of people. She's even started a nonprofit organization. She's been actually visiting different places, different churches. She has been talking to a lot of men and women who were victims of this issue before. So please make sure y'all encourage her and pray for her as she continues doing this awesome work. So her book is pretty easy to find. The main place you can find it at is her website, www.asharipwallace.com. She has a couple of Instagram pages as well, so you can definitely link up with her on there. And she has a Facebook page as well if you want to follow up with her content on there. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, God bless you all. I would like to thank the awesome Mr. Rain Raps for allowing me to use his music. Make sure y'all follow and support this gentleman by listening to his music, available on both Spotify and SoundCloud.